also add, in this trash contract, we got a one-time payment of $3.6 million from Republic, so that it was just a payment for us, for them to use our landfill. I immediately took this to the city council. We had reached a budget deficit of $2 million in our water department, because when we conserve water and we have to sell water to keep our budget afloat, we had a $2 million deficit. I took this to the city council and I got a 7-0 vote to take the $3.6 million to pay off the $2 million that the deficit, and to leave us at a balance zero instead of charging our citizens for the $2 million deficit that they had dealt. That leaves $1.6 million, which is a fund that I will take back to the city council, which I have already spoken to them about, to do exactly what you're talking about. It's money that we can use as an incentive to help the citizens conserve water.
Well, since our mayor brought up the trash contract again, you know, that of stuff's hard to figure out whenever we're not privy to all the numbers in the first place. But the way it seems to me is we're more like $8.7 million up front, and we're paying that back at about $21 million over the next 10 years. That's kind of hard to figure out, but it seems like that we're paying about $5 a month more than we were paying before for our trash and getting less service. Yeah. Now, that... I'm sure you will, you know, but it's a little bit too little too late. We should have had all this out in front in the beginning instead of holding it all back. And now, whenever we start bringing it up in the campaign, we start trying to come up with some answers and some reasoning to it when we should have had that all along. And again, it's hard to figure out those numbers when we haven't been privy to all that information in the first place. Your turn.
May I respond?
Sure.
Well, the first thing, this first contract for the trash was at the end of June, middle of June, and the vote was 7-0 to negotiate with Republic over TDS. We sent out 7 contracts, requests for proposals. We got 2 back, TDS and Republic. That's all we had. Our trash contract ended on July the 31st, which means that the contract that we've had for 30 years was no more. August 1, we had TDS, Republic, or 0 trash pickup. And the city council voted 7-0 to negotiate with Republic. Now, 3 days before the end of July, we had another meeting, and the motion was made that we postpone the contract for 6 months. This was a 4-3 vote to postpone. Had we postponed this contract that was ending at the end of July, we would have lost the contract that we had. This is a contract that is paying us tens of millions of dollars. It is a contract that is at least $8 less per month for the exact same service. The contract we got with Republic is written out and spelled out in that sheet that I gave you. And as far as the city council beginning to tell everyone what we're doing before the contract is signed, nobody that plays cards ever shows their hand before the bets are made. And had Republic known that they were paying us tens of millions of dollars and TDS was paying us nothing, that TDS was going to charge us $22 for what Republic was charging us $15, we would not have had a trash contract as good as the one we have now. So these half-truths are destroying the contract. The truth and the true facts are in that sheet that I gave you. And that's exactly the truth. And if everybody would read them, come back and tell me how we made the mistake.
Okay, let's move on to the next question. If you can do a short response to that, Mr. Nolan, I appreciate it.
That's okay. If you believe that, all right.
Okay. We've got plenty of time, but we don't want to run out of time.